What's going on, YouTube? First of all, yes, as you see here, I'm reporting live from my car because you all will not believe what happened to me last night. So I've been trying to get this video up for a while now. Finally shot it last night, edited. Even though I said I was going to edit it today, I was like, nope, let me just go ahead and get everything out of the way tonight so I can upload the video tomorrow. Messed around and deleted the video on accident. 30-minute video, already edited, everything deleted down the drain. So after I sulked for about 2 hours, I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to shoot it tomorrow at lunch. Let me make sure I got everything in the row. So had my makeup, everything ready, left out the house this morning, grabbed my purse, my work bag, my lunch bag, left my makeup bag. So you know what? It's Fresh Face Thursdays and, you know, brows are still snatched, so I'm cool. But anyways, y'all, this video is going to be about my birthday trip to Iceland. Everybody wants to know how Iceland was. So I'll start from the beginning. Yeah, so start from the beginning. I purchased a round trip. Well, first of all, we left out of Detroit, so I purchased a round trip ticket to Iceland and a round trip ticket to Detroit. All for like less than $400, no lie. So that was that. The trip from Iceland was Friday to Monday. And I was in Detroit. I got there Wednesday, and then I left that Monday when we got back from Iceland. So that was cool. Got to see some family, friends, celebrate my birthday there. That was pretty cool. So let's take it to the airport. Let's start there. What's up, YouTube? We are at the airport waiting to go to Iceland. I'm excited. Any final thoughts, Ben? We got snacks because they charge for everything on this airline. You don't even get water for free. So we got Smart Water. Shout out to Smart Water because I drank it and they not paying me for it. But we're excited. Looks like it's going to be a full flight. So keep you guys updated on what's going down. WOW Airlines. That was the first time I've ever heard of WOW Airlines. First time I've ever flown WOW Airlines. But if you're like me, you like to do your research ahead of time. So I found out that, wow, their fees are, they're pretty up there. They're actually the most expensive bag fees, carry-on fees, so on and so forth, that I've ever seen. So I think for a carry-on bag, they charged you about $50, and to check a bag, it was $80. So I said, okay, what counts as a personal item? And I found out that actually the dimensions of the bag had to be smaller than what they allow on Spirit Airlines for free, which is already small. So I made a deal or a challenge. I challenged myself to see if I could actually pack what I needed to take on the trip. And I was able to do just that. I don't know if you guys see my previous video. I will put the link below. But I was able to fit everything in a bag. And luckily, once I got to the airport, the bag fit in the bin. And honestly, they didn't check anybody's bags. I've definitely seen people, like especially Spirit Airlines, they'll check you. They'll make you put your bag in the little bin to make sure that it fits. But yeah, WOW, from the reviews that I read, made it seem like they would be very strict about that, but they weren't, which actually made me a little regretful because I could have packed more, but better safe than sorry. I packed exactly what I needed, which I never do because I just, you know, if I'm going on a weekend trip, I got 10 outfits. You never know what you're gonna do, you know. You might go swimming, you might go to a club, you might end up at the country club. So you got to be prepared because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. From there, flight was about 5.5 hours. I slept the whole time, which was great. When I finally did wake up, we had about 30 more minutes until we landed. Landed in Iceland, decided to rent a car. You know, adventurous me, when in Rome or when in Iceland, decided to rent a car. They drove on the same side of the road that we did. You know, the car, the steering wheel wasn't on the left or the right hand side of the car, so that was an easy transition. We landed about 5 o'clock in the morning. However, no one told me that the sun doesn't come up in Iceland until about 9 a.m. So needless to say, it was a chore getting from point A to point B in pitch black. So just a little detail on Iceland: it's an island built on volcanoes. So it's pitch black, you know, and I'm gripping the steering wheel. I can't see shit. I don't know whether this is a mountain or a volcano on this side. I don't know whether this is the ocean or a volcano on this side. So I still have calluses on my hand from gripping the steering wheel so hard, because I'm like 10 and 2. You know, people were going around me. I'm like, yep, go around, because I'm not speeding up. I can't see shit. I don't know where I'm going. Also, like I said, it's built on volcanoes, so all of their roads are kind of like almost like gravel instead of, you know, paved nicely. So that was something else that was interesting. But we made it an hour and a half to Silfra State Park. Which is where we did our first adventure or excursion, which was snorkeling in between 2 continents. So that was awesome. It was definitely worth the drive once we finally made it there. It was beautiful. You know, you could see the mountains or volcanoes, you could see waterfalls, very scenic. So we went snorkeling, which was super cool. A lot of people, you know, we're skeptical about that, myself included, especially once we got there. But it was super cool. You know, we put on a dry suit, like almost like a ski suit, you know, like the onesies that you put on when you go skiing. And then you put a wetsuit on top of that, so like a scuba diving suit. And yeah, it kept us pretty warm. The water was probably like 25 degrees, but we didn't get wet. You couldn't feel that, you know, it was cold in the water. Kind of felt like, you know, laying in the snow, making a snowman. So that was cool. And literally the water was beautiful. It was, I mean, crystal clear. You could see hundreds of feet down. Also, you were snorkeling in between 2 continents. So on one side it was Europe, and on the other side it was North America. So when I say the water was so clear, I mean there were no fish, no plant life, anything like that. And speaking of, I actually had my first Caucasian moment there while snorkeling. They said, you know, if water gets in your snorkel, you can either you know, blow it out, like push it out of the snorkel, or you could swallow it. So I accidentally swallowed it. Surprisingly, that was probably the best water that I've ever had in my life. I mean, it was cold, it was clean, it was pure. So yeah, that was amazing. The second purest water in the whole entire world. So that was awesome. When we left the park, luckily the sun was up, and we got to do a little sightseeing on the way back. Stop, took some photos. I'm on the way to Reykjavik, which is the main city that we stayed in. So we did stay at a Hilton, trusted brand, you know, so that was pretty cool. The hotel was really nice. The bar, the amenities, the lounge areas, all of that was really nice. The room was really nice as well. One thing that was kind of unique to me was that there were 2 twin beds in the room. That was the first time that I ever seen 2 twin beds, or a twin bed period, at a hotel. And you know, in my old age, I like a little bit more room, but you know, it was what it was. The bed was comfortable, and I've had worse accommodations. You know, maybe one day I'll do a video about the great homecoming of 2018. But until then, let's just say I've stayed in worse places. So that was cool. Also, you know, that was just a place to lay our heads, change, all that other stuff, take a shower, because we were really there to enjoy the time. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We also checked out some cool restaurants. They eat a lot of horse and shark there, probably like we eat chickens and cows. So that was definitely a cultural difference. Needless to say, I ate a lot of salads and stuck to the liquid diet. Speaking of liquid diet, we found some pretty cool spots that were recommended to us. One being B5, which was like the hottest club in Reykjavik. And it was pretty cool. When we got there, they had live music, but literally the guy was wrapping up, so he did one song. And after that, it turned into a legitimate club. I mean, they were playing Amigos, they were playing Cardi B, they were playing everything that we hear in the U.S. So it was interesting to see that, and then also see, you know, how the people there love music. So that was cool. And yeah, it definitely got packed in there. I mean, they put out a barricade, they had a line down the street, and that is actually where we ran into our first African American people. So I was happy to see him, because I don't know if you guys know, but there are no black people in Iceland. There are no black people from Iceland. So it was nice to see some people. I told my friend that, you know, I knew they had to have a DEFG league basketball team there, so I just knew that, you know, we were guaranteed to see some black people through that. We actually did. We met a man and a woman, both that played on a basketball team. I wouldn't say they were from North Carolina, as well as another guy on a basketball team that was from Fort Worth. So that was pretty cool. Also, quick fact, the Icelandic, I don't know if it's just European period, but the Icelandic men are nothing like the Caucasian men in the United States. I mean, they were all like well over 6 feet, buff, you know, nice hair. It was definitely a change of pace. I've never really looked at a Caucasian man like that before, but definitely while I was in Iceland, I was like, we need to import some of these back to the United States, JK. But yeah, so that was cool. We hung out there. We also tried out a Icelandic fast food place, which was, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say probably about a 3. I mean, first of all, the whole meal cost us about $53. We got 2 cheeseburgers. Not double cheeseburgers, not triple cheeseburgers, not Iceland cheeseburgers. 2 cheeseburgers. 1 bottle water, 1 energy drink, and 1 bottle Coke for a grand total of $53. So it was definitely, I mean, it was something to eat. I did a previous video on that as well. I'll put the link in there, but definitely not worth it. And also another thing that we ran into is just, I don't like there that all of the receipts that you get aren't itemized. So it's just a total at the bottom, and they were kind of standoffish every time it came to paying it. You know, I do think that because, you know, we're foreign there, that they try to get over on a lot of the tourist pricing wise. I do know we went to the hotel bar, had 2 drinks and an order of wings, and my card was declined. When I asked the guy what the total was, he couldn't tell me, and he had to go back and do some calculations. When he came back, he said that the total was $40, something around there. So I gave him the card again, it went through. So after checking my email, I found out that he tried to charge me almost close to $300 for 2 drinks and an order of wings. So that was disappointing, but I mean, just, you know, something you always got to be on the lookout. Hell, even in the United States, you got to check your coin, okay? That's how you keep your money. But other than that, the Blue Lagoon, I don't know if it was the highlight, but you know, okay, the Blue Lagoon was the highlight of the trip. don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Blue Lagoon. It's one of the 8, well, I guess now it's like 20 plus wonders of the world, and the Blue Lagoon is one of them. So that was pretty awesome. Natural hot spring. Natural hot spring, so the water was over 100 degrees and was filled with like lots of minerals and salt and silica. Things that are, you know, good for your skin and rejuvenating. So yeah, that was awesome. I think we paid about $85 USD. That came with a robe, a towel, souvenir flip-flops, access to the locker room, as well as a free face mask. Which was pretty cool, at a swim up bar. It also came with a reservation to the restaurant on site there at the Blue Lagoon. I believe it was called Lava. Definitely the best food that we had in Iceland. I actually had like a beef dish, and my friend had a cod, or some fish that's similar to a cod, that's native to Iceland. So that was good. The dessert was good. Everything that whole day was just so relaxing, and you know, we ate good. I kind of wish we'd stayed there, but those hotel rooms started about $700 a night. Also, it did seem more like a romantic kind of, you know, vacation environment, so you know, not the best place to stay for a girls trip. But yeah, so that was pretty much everything. Flight back, so we rented a car on the way to the airport, tried to stop and fill the car back up. There, they have a system where you have to buy a separate, like a gas card, to put money on it to put gas in the car. But then the guy said, well, do you know exactly how much gas you need? And I'm like, nobody ever knows exactly how much gas they need. So no, and he's like, well, you know, if you don't use all the money on the gift card, we can't refund it to you. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just let budget take care of this, and whatever the cost is, I'll pay it. I mean, we only used a half a tank of gas, so it couldn't be that much. When we got back, found out that they only charged like $2.15 a gallon, which was perfect because hell, that was less than I was paying, you know, in Texas. So that worked out excellent. Smooth flight back, 5.5 hours. Kind of miscalculated the time that I landed from the time that my flight back to Dallas took off. So I literally landed in Detroit at 5, and my flight to Dallas took off at 6:15. So landed, when I say landed, like still had to taxi the runway. By the time we got to the gate, I was about 5:15. I had to go through customs, go out of the airport, then come back into the airport. Shout out to Clear, which I signed up for when I headed out to Iceland. So I was able to bypass the lines. Made it to the gate right when they started boarding. So it was, hey, long day, definitely of flying and time changes and all that other stuff. But, you know, I made it, and I made it back to Dallas. And luckily I took the next day off, which was actually my birthday. Because it took me, hell, I still feel like I'm recovering from the time change, and then the daylight savings time has just been a mess, which is why my videos have not been up like they're supposed to be.
Y'all killing me with this.
But my apologies, I'm back on it. Look, I'm back on it. Even if I gotta record it from my car, it is what it is. So yes, that is my review, take, thoughts on Iceland. Definitely plan on going back again, especially since we were not able to see the northern lights because it was too cloudy. That was definitely something that I was looking forward to. But like I said, it was an unexpected trip, you know, but hey, it was worth it. and we had a blast. It was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I'd say, hey, you know, if you're looking for a place to go, someplace you never thought about, check out Iceland. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you got questions, I got answers. So, you know, leave them below. Let's talk about it. And, yeah, thanks, y'all, for tuning in. I will talk to you soon. Peace.